Year 3, welcome to your comprehension video for Wednesday the 10th of February. This is your video if you're somebody who's got the Year 2 booklet. Okay, make sure you've got your purple book and your pencil, your Year 2 comprehension video and your whiteboard and pen. So today our warm-up is phonics flowers and we're going to be looking at two sounds. Can you say those sounds out loud? What do you notice? They're the same. Well done if you got that. So we've got A for rain and A for play. So for our warm-up, we're going to have a look at these sounds and we're going to think of some words with those sounds in. So let me get my pen ready. So we've got A for rain. See, I'm doing my cursive writing. And we've got A for play. Now, we've looked at these sounds before. Can anybody remember the rules of them? So, A for rain has got the A sound in the middle of the word. A for play is at the end. Now, that's not always the case for A for play because we have words like crayon. But for most of the time, A for play comes at the end and A for rain is always in the middle. So what I want you to do now is have a little look at my sound flowers and you could maybe draw your own. If you don't want to draw the flowers, that's fine. Just do a title of A for rain and A for play in your books. And then underneath, or in the petals, I'd like you to have a think about some A words. Now there can be any you can think of on your own, or you could use my pictures to help you and sort them into the correct flower, thinking about where that A sound is in the word. So if I look at this word here, you can see they've got some post, some letters. Oh, that hasn't got an A sound. I wonder what word it could be. Say it out loud if you know it. Well done if you said male. Okay, so if I've got some male, think about where that A sound is. I've got M, A, L. So the A sound is in the middle. So which flower is it going to belong to? Well done if you know it's A for rain. So I'd have my A, L. So really think about where the A sound is in the word and it will tell you whether it's A for rain or A for play. So remember, that's in the middle of a word and usually, mostly, A for play is at the end of a word. So here are some pictures to help you think of the word. So we've got play, pay, say, spray, day, rain, nail, mail, sail, chain. Okay, so I want you to think of 5 words for each. And I've put 5 on the board, so if you really can't think of any, use mine, but I'd be really impressed if you can think of your own. Okay, so pause the video now to do your warm-up and then we'll look at today's learning. Let's look at our learning objective for today. It says, can I answer a variety of retrieval questions based on a non-fiction text? So I've picked out 2 words there. I've picked out retrieval and non-fiction. So retrieval, we've got our Rex retriever here to remind us, and we know that Rex loves playing fetch. So if you throw a stick or a ball to him, he will go off and fetch it and bring it back. And that's what we do when we're answering retrieval questions. So we find and record information in the text. So all we need to do is choose a keyword from the question skim and scan your text to find it and pull out the information to find your answer. So retrieval is like playing fetch. You go and you fetch that information. The other word then is non-fiction. I wonder if you can remember what non-fiction means. Well done if you can. So non-fiction means it's real. Okay, so when we look at a text, it can be fiction or non-fiction. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see my picture a little bit better. So, here I've got my character holding a book and we've got fiction one side, non-fiction the other. Okay, so we're looking at a non-fiction text today and that means it's real. So it's got facts in. Okay, it's got facts and information that are real and true. Now we read non-fiction texts to learn and we can read them in any order. Okay, so often you will find subtitles or subheadings. So if you only want to learn about one specific thing, you can find it easily by using the subheadings to help you. It often has photos, charts and graphs. It'll have a contents page. It might have an index, glossary, bold words and labels. So it's true information, could be directions or instructions. So that's what we're looking at today, non-fiction. Fiction then is the opposite. It's not real, it's a story and we read those texts for enjoyment. So we have to read it in order if it's telling a story. It often has illustrations, which we know are pictures to match the story. So in a non-fiction, you're more likely to have real life photos. In fiction, it's more likely to be illustrations, so pictures, cartoon pictures that a person has drawn. It often has a beginning, middle and end. It will have characters and a setting. And most of the time it'll have a problem and then a solution to that problem. Now, when I was in school, I always remember getting these muddled up. And whenever I was asked, is it fiction or non-fiction, I always used to get them the wrong way round. So I always use this to help me remember. So I always remembered fiction, fairy tale. Because we know fairy tales are made up stories. So a f and a f for fiction. So fiction, fairy tale. And then I knew that the opposite then. So if it's real, it's non-fiction, which means it's not made up, it's real. Okay, so remember that. Fiction, fairy tale, or fairy tale, fiction. A f and a f. Okay. Right, I'm going to zoom back out. And we're going to have a little look. Oops, I've gone too small. We're going to have a little look at our text today. So you're on page 26 of your booklet and our title is called Food Around the World. Now, just having a little look at this page, what straight away tells us it's non-fiction? What is a big clue? Well done. If you know that the fact that it's got bold writing, it's got subheadings. Okay, so let me get my ruler. I'm going to underline those subheadings and we'll have a look at each one. So food around the world, we've got hamburger from the USA. We've got paella from Spain. We've got a crepe from France. And we've got goulash from Hungary. Okay, so it's in sections and paragraphs. So there's one feature of a non-fiction text. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the tricky words and read them together. And then we're going to have a little look at some of your question types. So I'm going to zoom in again and we're going to look at the hamburger section. So this paragraph here on the top left. Okay, so I'm not going to read it all for you. what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of the tricky words. Now, we've already said that the first word is hamburger. Let's sound it out. Hamburger. Okay, so I'm going to underline and tell you some of the trickier words, and it will help you to read the rest. Okay, so I'm going to underline this first word here, beginning with a P. Now, if you can't see it on my board very well, have a look at it in your booklet. Can you sound that word out? What does it say? Okay, let's have a look. We've got P-op-u-l-r. Popular. Well done if you read that word. We've got popular. Okay. We've got united. United. Now, if that says united, I wonder if you know what that word says. If we're looking at the USA, united. Well done if you know it. I'm not going to sound that one out for you. I'm going to underline the word here on the fourth row, beginning with an I. Have a look at it. Can you say that word? It's ooh sound, includes. Okay, just going to underline one more word from that section. I wonder if you know what it is, and it's a word close to the includes that begins with a P. It's a tricky word. We can't sound it out. If I went to sound it out, I'd go P-I. It's got the I sound. P-I. Oh, or is it a S? P-ice? Pice? Oh no, I wonder if you know what it is. Well done if you said peace. So it's a word we can't really sound out. We just need to learn it. So we've got some tricky words there. We've got popular, united, includes, and peace. So what I'd like you to do now is pause the video and read me that first section. Okay, on to the next one then. So you should have read Hamburger, USA. We're now moving on to Spain. And you can see it's got our A for raining. Spain. I wonder if you found that on your sound flowers. Okay, and a popular dish that they eat in Spain is paella. Okay, so that's one of our tricky words, paella. So I'm going to say it and then you're going to say it. So, paella. Well done. Okay, so we've got paella. Another tricky word is on the second row, on the second sentence, and it begins with a V. Now it's got a capital letter, which tells me it's a proper noun, so it's a name. Okay, so I wonder if you can read it, or you've maybe heard of it before and know what it says. Okay, it says Valencia, and Valencia is a city in Spain. So let's say it together, Valencia. Well done. Okay, another tricky word is one on the third sentence, on the third line. Okay, it says, let's sound it out, traditionally. So it's a tricky word to sound out, so you might want to underline it now. Traditionally. Say it with me. Traditionally. Okay, and now I'm only going to choose one more word from this section, and I'm sure you've seen this word lots before. Okay, say it out loud for me. Well done if you said vegetables. So we've got, let's say them together, we've got paella, Valencia, traditionally, and vegetables. Okay, pause the video now to read that section. Right, on to the crepe, which is from France. Now, you probably all have had a crepe before. It's another name for a pancake. Okay, and it's pancake day very, very soon. So I'm sure you'll be eating a crepe in the next week or so. So that's our first tricky word. It's crepe. Now you can see it's got a little funny symbol, little funny mark, like a little arrow above the E. That's called an accent. Okay, so we just ignore it. We don't need to learn them about them in year 3. So we just know that that says crepe. Okay, another tricky word I'm going to choose. There aren't too many in this section. Okay, I'm going to underline it. It's near the bottom, so the second line from the bottom. Can you sound that word out? It begins with a S. It's on the end. Have a look at it. Well done if you can read that word. It says savoury. So I'm only going to choose 2 words because I think you can sound out the other words to read that section. So we've got crepe and savoury. Pause the video now to read that section for me. Okay, on to the last paragraph then. We've got goulash from Hungary. So I'm going to underline goulash. Okay, that's a tricky word we might not have heard of. Let's say it together. So I say goulash, you say goulash. I'm sure you said it great. Okay, we've got that word vegetables again. Remember it? We've underlined it in the other section. Okay, now we've got the word popular again. That's in there. We should remember to read that. Now I'm going to underline that word at the bottom that begins with a C. Have a look at it in your book. Can you read it out loud? I'll give you a moment. Well done if you know it. It says countries. So we've got the word countries. And then we've got, I'm going to underline the 2 words together. We've got Eastern. Sure we can sound that out. Eastern. And then we've got another proper noun, so a name. It's got a capital letter. Can you see what that word says? We've been learning about this in geography. Well done if you know it's Europe. Okay, the continent that we live in. So we've got the words goulash, countries, and Eastern Europe. So pause the video now to read that section for me. Okay, so you've got 7 questions and most of them are retrieval questions. So the first 6, are retrieval, and then question 7's a little bit different. So remember, retrieval means you need to go and fetch the answer. So it'll be somewhere in the text, you just need to fetch it. Now, it's a little bit like when we had our water sports text yesterday and we had to find information from each section. So question 1 says, what does USA stand for? Now it said USA, whoops, on the wrong pen, it says USA. So looking at the text, which section are you going to find your answer? Would it be in Spain? Would it be in France? Or Hungary? No, we know if it's a question about the USA, the answer is going to be in that section. So we'd only need to look at that section to find our answer. The next question says, what are the 2 main ingredients in a hamburger? Well, keyword there, main ingredients, my keywords. And I know it's asking about a hamburger. So if I look at my section, straight away, I can see that picture of a hamburger. I know my answer is going to be in that paragraph. So I wouldn't need to read all of these sections again. I'd only need to focus on retrieving and fetching the information from this section. Okay, so that's my top tips. When you're looking at your questions, first of all, figure out which paragraph, which section which subtitle you need to read, because you won't need to read all 4. So each question focuses on one. Now when you get to question 6, it's a little bit different. Okay, because it says which dish is supposed to be cooked over an open fire. So that doesn't tell us which section, which subheading to read. So I would choose the keywords open fire, and I would skim and scan the text, which means looking over it quite quickly at a fast pace to find those keywords. Once you find that keyword, look at which section you're in, and you should find your answer. Now question 7, which of these dishes would you like to eat the most and why? Now, I think my answer would be a crepe, because I love pancake day and I love pancakes. So I've got a really sweet tooth and I enjoy anything sweet. So crepe would be my choice, and I would choose to have Nutella and strawberries on my crepe or pancake. Okay, so you've got to choose which one you'd like to try. Okay, and tell me why. So what's the reason? So my reason is because I've got a sweet tooth and I prefer things that are sweet. So those are your questions for today. Your purple book AllStar challenge is to have a look at the section Hamburg, USA. Now you'll notice that in our booklets, cursive writing doesn't exist. It's all printed text, and that's not the way we write, is it, in school? So what I'd like you to do is copy out this section in your purple book using your lovely cursive handwriting. So you can copy out the subtitle or subheading. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm looking to check I've got my spellings correctly. I'm going to make sure that when they've used a capital letter, I'm going to use a capital letter. I'm going to make sure my writing starts by the red margin. I'm going to make sure that my capitals fill the line and that my smaller letters go about halfway. So I'm going to use my lovely cursive text. So, Hamburg. Okay, so you can see that my tall letters are tall and reached almost the top of my line, and that my dangly letters sit below the line, so my letters like G or your Y's in your text, so they dangle below. So I've got hamburger, and that's USA. Okay, so then I'm going to go on my next line, and I'm going to copy out the text, making sure I'm using my lovely cursive joined up writing. I can't wait to see how neat you can be. A big shout out to Macy J. I've seen you've been doing your warm-ups in your book, and you've been doing brilliantly in your booklet. So a big well done, and I can't wait to give lots more shout outs throughout the week. Keep up the amazing work. We love seeing your learning. See you tomorrow.